Are you tired of your AI-generated music sounding just like everyone else's? Struggling to polish and publish your tracks to stand out in a crowded space? I'm Jessica with The Real AI Agents, and today I'll share my secret sauce for transforming Suno AI creations into polished masterpieces. From production tips to post-production magic with DistroKid, by the end of this video, you'll be ready to master AI music creation and set yourself apart. Before we dive into the basics of Suno AI, let me introduce you to our AI agents, the musical masterminds, who will help us craft some incredible tracks today.
Hey, I'm Raven Steele. My song, Raven's Heart, dives deep into the soul, exploring the strength and mystery of a woman with a raven's heart.
What's up? I'm Neon Blaze. Get ready to be electrified with synth sorcery, a high-energy synthwave track that will light up your senses.
Hi, I'm Rhythm Fury. Join me for Never Looking Back, a high-octane track driven by powerful emotions and lyrics.
Hey there, I'm Echo Storm. My track, Euphoric Energy, is all about those deep, immersive bass lines that resonate through your core.
Let's start with the basics. The first thing I'm going to do is head over to Suno AI. Once you click on the website, you're going to see this toolbar on the left-hand side. You want to go ahead and sign up. And you can use your Discord, your Google, or your Microsoft to go ahead and create an account, your free account. And you can see here that I have a premium account subscription, so I have quite a few credits left for the month. You can see the different subscription options that you have here. They have a free plan. On the free plan, you only get 10 songs a day, and you do not get the commercial terms with the free plan. The $8 a month plan, or $10 if you're billing monthly, gives you 2,500 credits, which is about 500 songs a month. So far, I haven't found myself making more than 500 songs a month, but if you needed more, they do have a higher premium tier plan that you could go with. One of the things I like to do when I'm on Suno before I start creating, if I have a particular song or style in mind and I'm looking to get the right prompt, is I'll come into the homepage here and I'll check out what other people have created just by hitting the play button on any of these. I can listen to them and see what I think about the type of prompt that they put in to produce that song. That can be really helpful, especially if you're just kind of having that like creative block moment, or you don't know how to achieve that type of sound that you're looking for on a particular song. Once you've got a song in mind, there are a couple basic ways to produce that song. So we're going to come over to the Create button here. And for the first one, let's do Raven's song, Raven's Heart. And we can start by having Suno create the lyrics and the type of song that we're doing just by giving it a simple prompt. So let's start with a rock ballad with a female vocal about a woman with the heart of a raven. And you can see by putting in that prompt, once I hit create, it costs 10 tokens or 10 credits to create this one prompt, but you'll see that it's generating 2 actual songs here. So it's really like 5 credits a song, but you don't have an option to just do one at a time. So it will always create 2. It's important to note that while this looks like this song is ready to be played and you do have the option to play the demo, I've found that it's better to be patient and wait until the song has fully processed and has the time stamped down here for how long the actual song is. And it also shows the extend option. So you can see down here, we don't have that option yet and there is no time. So this song is not fully processed, even though we could give it a listen. So while we're waiting on Heart of a Raven to process here, I will show you up at the top, you can see where it says V3.5 for version 3.5. That is what we're currently using. If you click this button, you'll see that the old version 2 and version 3 are available to use. Version 2, though, has a max of 1.3 minutes. Version 3 has a max of 2 minutes, and you can see that in 3.5, they've actually doubled that to 4 minutes, which has been super helpful on creating these songs without having to do the extend over and over again and putting them together in another system to make them sound like they were meant to be together in the first place. So if we were to extend a song now, we actually do get 2 minutes on the extension versus the 1 minute that we used to get on the version 3. So a lot of those upgrades have been very helpful for creators going from the version 2 to the version 3 to now 3.5. You also have an option up here to upload audio. So if you had another song that you were working on from another, let's say Udio or something like that, you could upload that audio in here and extend that audio in this system as well. So now we can see that this song out of the 2 that we just did is ready and has completed its generation. So if I were to click this, we would see where the lyrics that Suno AI actually created for the song based on what I told it we wanted the song to be about. That is how you can create songs in here without doing the custom lyrics if you're interested in having this program actually write the lyrics for your song for you. We can go ahead and give it a listen by pressing this little play button down here.
Shadows whispering your name. Wind carries all your pain.
And then if we go back, we can see the second one has processed. It is going to use the same lyrics as that first one. It doesn't change the lyrics from song to song when you're generating. But we could go ahead and give this one a listen if we wanted.
Shadows whispering your name. The wind carries all your pain.
Okay, so that's one simple way to just jump in here and start creating right off the bat. But if we come back over to create, and let's say we have our own custom lyrics that we want to use, I can turn this toggle on up here where it says custom. And then I'm given the option to enter my own lyrics or generate random lyrics for a song. So I want to go ahead and take the lyrics that I've already created for Raven's Heart here. And I'm just going to copy those back in. So you can see my lyrics are in here. I do have it identified where the different verses and the pre-chorus, chorus, all of those kind of breaks are in the song. And then we want to jump down here to the style of music. If I didn't want there to be lyrics in the song, I could turn on this instrumental and just make an instrumental song if I wanted to do that without lyrics. But I'm going to come down here to the style of music. And for Raven's Heart, I really want it to be a female sort of rock sound. So I'll go ahead and put in some words that I think might help prompt the style of music to come out the way that I would like for it to sound. You'll notice that as I'm typing different words in here for the style of music, these options are changing at the bottom. So for the different things that I put in, it thinks that these might complement those nicely. So let's go ahead and choose hard rock. We don't want any male vocals in it. And we do want it to be emotional. So let's just go ahead and say rock, female vocals. If you don't identify what gender of the vocals you want to hear in the song, I found that it leans more towards having a male vocal done on each one. So if I'm looking for female vocals, I always make sure to put that in. And then the hard rock and an emotional rock ballad. And let's see what we get. We need to enter in a title here. And then we're just going to hit create. And again, we'll see both of those being created and our credits have now dropped down by 10. I just noticed something as we're waiting for these to process that I forgot to tell you guys in here. Where it says verse 1 and pre-chorus, those kind of things, I found in the past, and I'm not sure if it's the same way on 3.5 because I don't often forget to do this step, but it does help if you put parentheses around where you have these sort of instructions of what it should be in the song versus leaving them without the parentheses, where sometimes randomly you'll hear it actually say like verse 1 in the lyrics or pre-chorus in the lyrics. So Just something to note there as far as a little pro tip that you might want to keep in mind when you're doing your own custom lyrics. So I'm going to come in here just in case this happens in this creation so that we have it all set up to go again if we need to rerun it. This isn't all the way done processing. Again, we can tell because there's no time and we don't have that extend option yet, but we can go ahead and give it a listen and see how it came out.
In the shadows of the night, she roams alone.
Okay, not bad on that one. Let's check out the second one.
Shadows of the night, she roams alone. A heart forged in darkness, carved from stone.
I think I like the second one better, but it's still not exactly what I'm going for on the vocals. I'd like her to have a deeper, raspier voice for this song. So you'll notice if I go ahead and include those adjective words on the female vocals, how the vocals will change. So let's put in deep and raspy female vocals, hard rock, and let's see what we get. I know it seems when you get the subscription that you have so many credits each month and that you might even feel overwhelmed by the thought of using that many credits. But as you can see, to get the right generation of a song, you really do have to do a lot of tweaking and kind of prompt manipulation in the system to actually have a high quality product to put out to your audience. So a lot of times just to generate one song, I will literally have to run 50 to 60 versions of that song to get it to sound exactly the way I want it in order to take it over and do the next step of the post-production editing. So let's see if we're able to change and get a deep, raspy female voice on this one, and then we will head over and start our second song. Okay, so even though it's not done processing, let's go ahead and take a listen and see if we got that change in the vocal sound.
In the shadows of the night, she roams alone. A heart forged in darkness, carved from stone.
That sounds like it's going to be a good one. I'm not going to play the whole thing for you guys to listen to right now, but you can find these songs once they process through and are distributed to our Spotify, or if you're looking on Apple Music or Amazon Music, any of the places where you're getting your music, you can now find our songs from our videos under the Real AI agents as creators. If you want to give Raven's Heart a full listen, be sure you go and check that out sometime. The link for Spotify is in the description of this video, so go ahead and give us a follow, and that way you can hear all of our songs from all of the different videos that we create and the songs that we create not for videos. Okay, so now we're going to move on, and for the second one here, we're going to head over to the song Synth Sorcery. So what I'm going to do is remove all of this style of music, and I'm going to grab my lyrics for what I want in Synth Sorcery. And now that I have those lyrics in, I'm going to go ahead and give it the style of music. I've found that synth can be a really hard one to get correct without a lot of the chaos in it. So if you put in synth wave and then the female vocals, and then I'm also going to put in the beats I want per minute. So for this one, I want it to be a little bit higher of a pace song. So I'm going to go ahead and put in 160 beats per minute. And then I can add a couple more of the style of musics that it's suggesting here. So let's go ahead and put electro, and we'll make it a little poppy. And then we're going to change the title here, and we'll go ahead and create that. Okay, so now I've changed the beats per minute down to 100, and we're going to go ahead and create that so that we can see the difference between putting that beats per minute prompt in there. Let's give the two at 160 beats per minute a listen.
In the neon glow, we ignite the night. Sympathizers hum.
Okay, that's not bad. Let's listen to the second one at 160 beats per minute.
In the neon glow, we ignite the night. Synthesizers hum, electric light.
I don't know that that one necessarily followed the instructions very well. That doesn't sound like 160 beats per minute to me, but I could be wrong, I suppose. Let's see what the 100 beats per minute sounds like. So you can definitely get a feel for the fast tempo versus the slow tempo. So again, another pro tip is really just keep generating until you find the sound that you like, that is fitting for what you see your final product being, that you're going to be providing your listeners with your end product. I know it may seem like you're wasting credits, but trust me, you're not. Now let's move on to a more lyric-focused song where we really need to get the sound of the woman's voice correct. So let's go ahead and put in the lyrics for a song here that's been created. We call it Never Looking Back. I highly suggest going to listen to this one over on our Spotify when it is ready. Our other Real AI agent, Chris, created the lyrics, and it is a really touching, emotional song that he wrote for his wife after she lost her grandpa. So let's go ahead and take the lyrics that he created. Okay, so there we go. We've imported those lyrics now, and I'm going to go ahead and give it a title. Okay, now that we've got the lyrics in here, I want to ensure that I'm using a really strong female voice on here. So I am going to use an adjective in here to describe the female's voice that I think will help it with the storytelling aspect. So you can see that I'm going to put in modern country because I like the way that that does the storytelling type songs. And then I'm going to put in enthralling female vocals to help give it a little bit more of that storytelling effect. And then I want this to be very melodic, and I also want it to be very harmonious in the song. So that is the styles that I'm going to go ahead and put in on this song. And then we're just going to go ahead and hit create here. So let's give this a listen and see how it sounds.
In a little town with a single mom, Grandpa took my hand and helped me grow strong, feeding ducks by the canal.
Okay, that has a pretty good storytelling effect to it. I don't know that the sound of the vocals is exactly what I'm looking for. I'd like it to sound a little bit like an older woman singing this song. So I might go ahead and just change this to enthralling older female vocals. And let's see what we get. Give it a listen.
In a little town with a single mom, Grandpa took my hand and helped me grow strong.
Still not the sound I'm looking for. Let's try the second generation.
In a little town with a single mom, Grandpa took my hand and helped me grow strong.
I like that one. I think we have the versions of these three songs that we need. So for the fourth song, Euphoric Energy, what I'm going to do is show you the post-production part of that song. So I'm going to come in, and I can come over here to my library where all the songs that I've created are housed. And I can search in this search bar here. If I put in Euphoric Energy will come up. So I'm going to go ahead and take the one that I liked how it produced. And you can see that in order to get this, how many versions of just this song I needed to create to get the perfect version that I would take into the post-production editing. Go ahead and select the one that I like here, and you'll see the three buttons over on the side. If I click that, I've got a couple of options for the download. I can download it as an MP3 file, I can download it as a WAV audio, or I can download it as a video. For the post-production mastering that I'm going to do, I need to go ahead and choose a WAV audio. So by clicking that, it will go ahead and start that generation download. And for the next part of this, we're actually going to be leaving Suno and heading over into DistroKid. If you're not familiar with what DistroKid is, in order to have your music put out on all of the different platforms, you need to have someone who's distributing the music for you. So something like DistroKid, or if you get on Spotify for artists, there is a list of different ones that they have as preferred vendors in that. I choose DistroKid just because of how easy it is to use. If you're interested in finding out more about it, I do have a link in the description of this video. So I recommend heading over and checking it out for sure if you're interested in getting all of your music out to your listeners in a quick and easy way. So I'm going to go ahead and sign in. And you can see that they have a couple different options. you can go ahead and go with the Ultimate, the Musician Plus, or the Musician. The Musician is kind of that regular, like middle tier where you get a couple extra features here. And then you also get the unlimited uploads and songs, and you get 2 separate artists. So that's good if you're making music for 2 different stations on these different platforms. So I recommend going with this one to start out, just because I think you can always upgrade to this if you find yourself making more. I don't think that the first one is really enough for what I needed, because I like to be able to see the streaming stats and all of that stuff that's involved that you get with that second tier here. If you come up to these 4 little cube things up at the top, you'll see a couple different options for things that you can do, and then helpful places to find different things. What I want to show you in here is this enhance your music. You've got a couple options in here. They have an AI bot that will tell you about your track and how you could better improve your track. They've also got a Spotify canvas generator that will help you create like the little tile image that you're going to have on your music if you haven't created it in a different system. You can see under My Music up here that it has an option to master a track. So you can go ahead and use this Mixia to master your track if you're not using a system like Audacity. All you have to do is upload your track here, and it will go ahead and do the mastering for you instantly. And you can decide a couple things on like your equalizer and all of those different settings to help you out there. Once you have the track mastered, which when you're mastering the track, all you're doing is really making it a nice polished sound so it's ready to go out. So you're eliminating some of the static if there's static in your track, or you're making sure that your peaks aren't too high, that your lows aren't too low, that sort of stuff. You want to make sure that your sound quality is very high. If you're going to be putting these on platforms where you really want people to be streaming your music and listening to it, you want the audio to really be attractive to the ears of your listeners, if that makes sense. So once you have your track remixed, what you're going to do is you're going to come over to the upload here, and you're going to do upload music. And then you can decide which services you want your song to be on. So a couple of these are ones that I'm not really familiar with and I don't use. I tend to just keep our music on the platforms that are more common and that I'm more familiar with. So I just go ahead and unclick a lot of these that are ones that I know I'm not interested in using. And then you select the number of songs that you're uploading. So for this particular one, I'm just doing the Euphoric Energy. So that's going to be just one song, which will be a single. Has the single been previously released? In this case, it has not. So I'm going to select no. And then you get to put in your artist name. And you can see here that I'm already set up in Spotify. But if you're not, and this is your first song, it actually will create that artist account for you once you put all your information in. I will say, though, it does take a couple of days for that to be created and for you to actually see your music on there. So you can see that I've already gotten ours set up for a lot of these. You get to choose your release date on here, and then the record label, and you choose your language, your genre. So for this one, I'm going to choose electronic. And the subgenre, I'm going to choose house. And then you have the option to do a secondary genre. The album cover is what is going to appear on the song as the thumbnail. So you want to make sure that you're using a high quality image that is 3000 by 3000 pixels on the square format. And you want to make sure that you own the rights to use that artwork on your song. The next thing you're going to do is put in a track title. And then you can add a featured artist to the song title. So if this had been a collaboration with another AI creator, I could add their information in here as well at this point. And then this is just going to be the normal version, not the radio edit or any other kind. And then here is where I would bring in my audio file. So all I have to do is take that file that I downloaded from Suno, and drop that in. And you can see there that then it appears already in there. And then you just go ahead and select whether you wrote this song or if another artist wrote this song and it's a cover song. And then you want to go ahead and put in the artist or the songwriter's real name. So this is where the credits come in on your songs. So since I didn't write this one and Chris did, I'm going to go ahead and put in his information. And then I'm going to let it know there are no explicit lyrics. It's not a radio edit. It does contain lyrics. And I'm going to let the streaming service decide whether to do a preview clip or when to do the preview clip start time. And then you can set your track price for the iTunes and the Amazon. So you've got 3 options. You have 69 cents, 99 cents, and $1.29. And then of course there are some options in here that you can use. And then you do have to do your mandatory checkboxes here saying that you want your music on the YouTube Music, that you won't use promo services that claim to get streams, that you have recorded this music and that you're authorized to sell it, and that you're not using any other artist name in the song without their approval, and that you've read to their terms of service. And then once you hit continue, it's going to go ahead and start processing that stuff. So since I did this a couple days ago, so I would have this ready for this example, I'm going to go ahead and come over to my music. And you can see that my Euphoric Energy was posted as my first single on our Spotify. So definitely keep an eye out and expect a lot more of these to come. If you've been following us for a while, you know we always put a song, or well, we try to put a song into our videos that shows off the tool that we used in that video, along with a compilation of images and a song to go along with our Real AI agent theme for the video. So we've got this published on here. So now if I were to go over to my Spotify, I can come in and I can see my song on here and I can actually go ahead and play it. Okay, so now that you know how to do it from start of creating non-custom and custom lyric songs in Suno to bringing them over into DistroKid and mastering them so that they sound just right before uploading them, having them processed and distributed out to all of the major platforms, let's sit back and take a couple minutes to enjoy the video that we put together for this particular song, and be sure you head over and give us a follow on Spotify so you can keep up with everything we're doing. You did such a great job sticking around and staying for the technical stuff. We think now you should take a couple of minutes to just sit back and relax and enjoy this compilation of images put together with this song that we created just for this video.
Shining bright, light up
As we wrap up today, we want to remind you that your support is what keeps this channel growing. Be sure that you subscribe to our channel, like this video, share our content with your friends, follow us on your favorite social media platforms, and turn those notifications on so that you know every time we drop a new video. Thanks for spending some time with me today. I'm Jessica with the Real AI Agents, and as always, keep looking towards the future.